Let's tap into some of your knowledge as well about football. Obviously, we've got the new season fast approaching. How do you see the Premier League season going? Who do you think is going to win the Prem?
Ooh, there's so much more to be done to each team, isn't there? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm really fascinated to see how City get on because they're obviously going through a real transition, aren't they? But I love all the players that they've signed, so I'm very excited to see Reinders. I'm excited to see Ryan Shirky as well as he'll get better in the team. Marmoush building a relationship with Haaland. I think they keep having little blips in between good patches. Yeah, and the good patches are going to get longer and longer, aren't they? So throughout the season, so I think I'd be concerned about them. Okay. And in terms of, you mentioned a lot of players transfer market there. You make a good point. We're at this stage while we're filming, the window's still open. We don't know quite how all the teams are how much business they're going to do. If I were to ask you 5 players that are destined for the Premier League, so players that you've seen, maybe players that we might not be aware of, are there any players? Because Reinders is one that on Saturday Social you were talking about for years was destined for the Premier League. He's in the Premier League. Who would you say would be on that list? So watching the Club World Cup, I spotted Richard Rios, who's a midfielder, a really good midfielder, and he exhibits qualities where he's got that. He's good on the turn. He's very good at making those quick, instinctive passes. His movement's great. I think he'd suit the Premier League as well. And also, I feel like the South American intensity is a bit. It's fascinating. I watched an interview, Bayern Munich interview, and there was a mention made about how the intensity is a different type of intensity, but it's just as intense. So it could translate well. I do naturally tend to lean into Serie A just purely because I watch it. So it's like I'm not going to try and pluck players out of stuff I don't watch as much. But I thought Anjo Amboni was going to make the Premier League move, but he looks like he's making the move to Inter instead, which is fascinating. I think Lorenzo Luca could do a job in the Prem just because he's absolutely massive. So he'd be good for a great reason in the box as well. Loves a header. Just there's keep 3 going on Serie A. And then looking towards the EFL as well. I always think it's nice to get talents from there. EFL. Good shout. Do you know who I really liked? Poku, who played for I watched him in the Bristol Street Motors final for Peterborough, and QPR have just signed him. And what I loved about him was that he was really strong and audacious as well on the ball. Like he always looked to drive forward and he beat men with it. I think that it's natural for him to move to the Championship, but I think that he's Premier League. As a progression, he'll be Premier League player. Are there any other, that's 4 great names. Any other EFL, it's a great shout actually, young EFL players you think will make the step up? Future Eze's, people like that you can see in the Championship. It's hard. I've thrown that at you quite. Yeah, I was going to say, I have to wait until the season starts and sort of. Do you know something though? Because Wrexham have just been promoted, and but I don't know if he's still at Wrexham or if he's being snapped up somewhere else. But Max Cleworth last season was in League One with Wrexham, and he centre back. You could see real traits from him where you thought, his understanding of the game looks pretty good. So the ceiling could be pretty high. I love that. Love that insight. We're going to keep an eye out for all 5 of them as the next couple of years they all sign. Ballon d'Or, future Ballon d'Or winner. Who'd you look at? Young players. Is it the obvious Yamal? Yeah, Yamal's an obvious one. I mean, he's an obvious nailed on one. Any other young players that you've seen abroad that you think have got a ridiculous ceiling that could potentially be a Ballon d'Or winner? Do you know, I actually think that if it's not this season, there's still going to be opportunity for Ousmane Dembele to actually win one because he plays in such a pivotal role for a team that could end up dominating a lot of seasons. Do you think they will? Do you think they will dominate for years? But it never really ends up working like that, I don't think. I know that Real Madrid have had their times where they obviously did the 3-peat and what have you, but it never works that way because in a 90-minute game of football, it's like the quality of players against players, people will be able to beat them. But they certainly look scary when they play. So they are going to have more success than not, and they're going to dominate France. That Champions League final was so one. I mean, it statistically is the most one-sided Champions League final ever, but I was blown away by how one-sided that was. Yeah, and also watching them since because you've covered a lot of the Club World Cup. Yeah, they've torn apart teams without even Dembele wasn't even playing in those games. So when he comes back, quite a lot of the attack though actually. Desiree Doué is still very raw, but in the future, because he's that sort of audacious kind of player that's looking to have those star moments in the big games.
Yeah.
That's what seems to win you the Ballon d'Or, really, not necessarily the whole season. Because if it was based on the whole season, I reckon you'd see different winners to what you actually see, whereas a lot of it, I think, is based on those key pivotal moments.
Yeah. I love tapping into that insight, Nieve. I love it. I want to talk about some of the highlights of your channel, because you have been to a lot of places. You must have good air miles because you travel a lot, although it sounds like you do it the longer way. But top 5 places. So best places you've been to watch football.
Oof. Probably say every
in
time.
Reverse order. Let's go 5 to 1.
5.
Are you doing this by atmosphere or just enjoying? How you doing this?
Well, maybe not atmosphere. Because I might just do 5 very, very random ones.
Go on,
the first ones that sort of come to mind.
The best 5 places that Nieve has visited football, in reverse order, number 5.
But it's going to be for their own reasons.
I love it. Go on.
Do you know what? I'm going to say Bacup Borough 5.
Okay.
Do you know, that was one of the times where I've come away from it thinking, you guys are legends. Like Brent and Deborah have committed over 20 years to this football club.
Yeah.
Just purely for the community.
I like that.
So selfless.
So that's 5.
Yeah.
4th best place you've been to watch football.
Let's go for El Clasico.
Oh,
that was incredible.
I've done El Clasico as well.
Yeah. Oh, did you do it at which stadium did you do it?
I did it at the Nou Camp.
Did you? I'd love to do that. I did it at the Olympic Stadium that Barcelona are currently at. It was this most recent one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like the football on show.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
So that's 4.
Yeah. Number 3, we will go with. Yeah, we'll go for Werder Glimt Tromsø.
Yeah.
I've done both of them, like both at the 2 stadiums.
Yeah.
So they're a local derby, but they're hundreds of miles away from each other. But it's right, like Tromsø is the most northern
it's in the Arctic
football
Circle,
club in Europe. The Norwegian people are just ace.
Yeah.
They're my favourite people.
Okay, so that's the reason behind that. I like the reasoning as well. That's good. Second?
Second, we will go with Widzew Łódź.
Where's that?
In Poland.
Oh, okay.
Ekstraklasa. And part of that is because Angelica, who works for Ekstraklasa, and Jakub, who works for the club.
I love the fact you're going to have people. Love it.
Passionate. And they were so proud of that, like of the football in Poland.
Yeah.
And Jakub was so proud of the club and the stuff he had to say. It was like you could see this really meant something. And also, Polish football fans are so underrated. They're so passionate, and the pyro tifo displays are just unbelievable.
You know, I've done a few. I've done Krakow. I've done Warsaw. I've done. Where else have I done? One other. The name escapes me now. Gdansk. That's in Poland, isn't it?
Yeah. Gdansk.
I've done that. Go on. So then finally, and I love your reasons behind this. A lot of them is down to the people that you can remember by name, which I love. The best place you've ever watched football in the world.
I'm going to say. That the best place is. Oh, actually, for a very specific reason, it was actually Wembley. And it was England versus Germany. The return fixture after lockdown. Yeah. When it was a reduced capacity stadium.
At the Euros?
Yeah.
I was at the game. The Harry Kane header.
Oh my days, yeah.
Atmosphere was insane, wasn't it?
I've since, before and since never ever had anything like it.
Yeah. Do you know what? I like that. Is it cheating slightly to go Wembley? I love the rogue factor. You go down Bodo Glimt. Yeah. But to be fair, I was at that game and it's a great reason. It was amazing. So you're doing that based on the experience,
but you make a good point. It's not. If I'm trying to be on brand and be different, then that's not a good route to go down.
It was amazing though. To be fair, if you want to stick with that, you can stick with that.
I'll be thinking now tonight about all the ones I didn't say.
What about then underrated football ground? Is there anywhere that we've been to? Because you've been to places we haven't been. Like I've been to Wembley. I've been to a few of them. But is there anywhere that you've been as a trip that you thought this is so underrated as a place or a stadium?
Ooh. I'd probably say, right, it's bringing it back to sort of around the sort of North Europe. But when I went to Sweden, I've been to Sweden, Norway, Denmark, all 3 of them. And they're pretty like big on football. They're so organised as well, the supporters.
Yeah.
especially in Norway and in Sweden too, to be fair, with the TIFO displays, and they've got ultras groups, but they go about it in just such a good way. Like they're when I've actually been to games, I've turned up maybe 2 hours, 3 hours before the game, and they're there putting in the prep.
Yeah, I like that.
And the fans will, well, for example, when I went to Tromsø, they were basically cleaning the snow off the seats so that they could put, and also setting it all up so that when the fans arrive, they've got all they're in position and what have you. And yeah, it means an awful lot to them. But I think because naturally as people, they're quite laid back characters, and that they wouldn't view footballers. I was chatting naturally to a Norwegian once, and he was basically saying, Eric, he was saying that if Haaland walked the streets of Norway, it wouldn't be like if Messi walked the streets of Argentina, or like the way that footballers are idolised.
Yeah.
In Norway, they're really respected, but it's not that same thing. They're a bit more calm, casual about it. And I really like that.
You seem to have a real passion for Scandinavian countries. Is there one sort of set of fans you think have been best atmosphere that you've witnessed? Is there one atmosphere that you've witnessed that's topped it?
Probably say in terms of the atmosphere in the ground, Lech Poznan, back to Poland.
Poznan, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Do you know what? It's funny you should say that. The games I went to in Poland were outrageous.
So loud.
Yeah.
So
that takes it for you.
Yeah.
I like that.